I journey through the darkness, through the deepest and the hardest. I wear the scars like tattoos, every single break and bruise, so I know what the cost is. I'll go through anything to get where I wanna be. Nothing you throw at me gonna knock me off of my feet. It might take everything, so if you want it, you gotta be ready to bleed. 'Cause I'll go through anything, and you're gonna have to go through me. You're walking in like you're Goliath, but do you really wanna try it? They tell me that you're 10 feet tall, they tell me you can never fall, but I don't really buy it. I'll go through anything to get where I wanna be. Nothing you throw at me.
Well, as you can see, we bought a drone and I'm out here just learning how to fly it. Although I've done a little bit of flying with it. It is the DJI Mavic Mini, as you can see from the box here, and I would like to thank those people that have come along on our tag along tours. Because of their support, we've been able to buy things like this and the other camera gear that we've got, and I would just like to personally say thank you guys for your support. Without you guys, we wouldn't be able to purchase these things. We're a budget channel, and I'll just turn that off and I'll tell you a little bit of a story behind my first drone that I ever bought. Okay, so that's a little bit better. I'm not out in the glary sand bowl out there when it's supposed to be 37 degrees today, and that sun is a little bit fierce already, and it's only about 8:30 in the morning. So, the DJI Mavic Mini, if that box is actually going to stay there in the wind, and I'll just lay it down. Now, the story behind a drone. Some time ago, I think you might recall, Adventure Kings brought out a drone. It was about $72, if I remember rightly. And I thought, I'll try one of those because I've never used a drone before. And if I crash it, wreck it, lose it, whatever it's only 72 bucks, doesn't really matter, as opposed to near on $1,000 for one of those. So I bought it. And I took it down the local park and I started it up. And I put it up in the air, and then the nightmare began. Those things are absolutely useless. It basically gets up in the air, slight breath of wind, and off it goes. It is very hard to control, and you find yourself chasing it all over the place, fighting it, trying to get it to come back. This, as you saw as it came down, it will literally just sit there. It has the GPS location positioner in it, and it basically just sits there until you tell it to do something. They are so easy to fly. So, and I've always hesitated about getting a drone because of that Kings one. It scared the crap out of me, I'll tell you that. And I'll tell you another little story. Martin from Shuey's Adventures, g'day Martin, he bought one just for shits and giggles. Now, he had a drone that was about this big and worth quite a substantial amount of money, so he knew how to fly a drone. He bought one just for shits and giggles that he was going to give away on his channel. And he started it up in his backyard, he put it up in the air, and he never saw it again. He did see vision of it crashing on someone's roof or in someone's backyard, I think, but he never saw that drone again. And that's how hard they are to fly. So yeah, I was a bit hesitant about buying a drone, but as the channel grows, we have to improve our quality. As things do evolve, the channel gets better. And by doing that, we buy better camera equipment. We've got the Nikon camera here that I'm recording on right now. I've got the Hero 8 with the external microphone and all that I bought not long ago, again with the proceeds of our tag-alongs. Thank you so much, guys, again, for supporting us to be able to buy these things. And now we have bought this DJI Mavic Mini. Now I'll probably do a different video on these eventually because there are a few things to go through on it. If you want to know about flying a drone, Cam from Wild Touring, he's got a video on his channel that he's recently put up. He's got the DJI Mavic Air 2, I think you've got, Cam, and he's got a very good informative video on his channel about his drone, some of the rules about drones and some of the history behind them. So go over to his and check that out. But I might do a video on that later on when I get more used to flying it and its features. At the moment, I'm just in the early stages of learning all its capabilities and flying it, so please bear with me with some of the footage if it looks a bit ordinary, because I've still got my L plates on it. So, having said that, I do have a few things I need to talk about, and they're on a list on the front seat, so I'm just going to have to go and grab them because I can't remember what they all are. So, here we are, top of the list was thanking everybody for the drone. I think I've thanked you all again. We will make good use of that, I'll give you the tip. Something else that people may have noticed on if you follow our socials, our Facebook, Instagram, and of course YouTube, you would have noticed during the week that we have a new logo. That's the old logo. History behind the old logo, there's a website called Wix, I think it is, where you can go on, design your own logo. Everything's pretty generic, and that's what I came up with when I did it. There's not a lot to choose from in the four-wheel driving world of their logo bits and pieces. I chose the Troopy because it used to be an iconic touring vehicle. These days, any vehicle is a touring vehicle. It depends on how you set it up. So I chose that, and that's the logo we went with, and we've had that for well over a year now. And I think it's time for change, and I actually had a graphic designer contact me through someone. Nick, thank you very much for your efforts in producing the new logo. I've never met Nick. He just offered to put a few things together, sent through a few different designs, and we came up with this one here, and that is what we are going with. We will update shirts, stickers as we progress with that logo. So I do have a few of these shirts left over in stock. I will reduce the price to clear them out to $15 each. So if you want one of these older t-shirts, they are a good quality t-shirt. I've had this for well over a year now. It's not baggy, saggy, not ripped or anything. So I've got a limited amount of sizes already pre-printed, which I will sell for $15, and $10 for delivery. I'll post them out to you, or quite happy to deliver it to you if you're anywhere within the vicinity of myself, Brad, or Gary. We will drop them off to you, or you can pick them up. So if you want one of our older shirts, they're still around for a little while. $15 each, special, just for you guys. Okay, the channel. Where are we going with the channel? Now, in recent times you would have known I've had a few issues mechanically with my vehicle, so have the other boys. The amount of four-wheel driving that we do, we have our content creating trips, we have our tag-alongs, we also have our beginners tag-alongs that we do through our beginners group on Facebook. So we're pretty much out every single weekend doing something. And it is starting to take its toll on our vehicles, but not only on our vehicles, on us as well. Being out and about, four-wheeling, camping, teaching, whatever, every single weekend it starts to take its toll. So we're going to have to back off a little bit. We are a small channel. Trying to get content out every week is a difficult task for a small channel. So we have decided to go with fortnightly drops with our videos, unless it is a running series. Then we will do weekly ones, and we might slot the odd video in between, but predominantly we will go to fortnightly drops. And we're probably going to have to step back a little bit for our beginners tag-alongs that we do free on the odd weekend for our beginners group. I'm sorry guys, but again, it does take its toll on the vehicles, and because they are free, everything we do comes out of our pocket, our time, our maintenance, our vehicles. But we will still do a few of them. So that's pretty much it for that side of things. The subscribers trip, don't forget the subscribers trip on April the 17th up at Lanceland, 10 o'clock at the off-road area we will meet, and we will throw on a sausage sizzle for you. So please let us know if you're coming, and let us know how many passengers you've got so we can feed them as well. Okay, don't be shy, come along. It's an opportunity to have a wheel with us, to be in one of our videos, and most of all, meet and greet and have a bit of a chat to us and those sorts of things. So that's our subscribers trip. Okay, another thing I just wanted to go through, and I'll go into the car a bit more in depth. Last weekend, because we have been at home the last couple of weekends, you also might have seen on our socials, I took the opportunity to finally install the electrical box in the back of the car, where I can now charge all my gear. Now, I'll take you through it, and later on we might even wire up a switch just to show you how easy it is. Now, I've never done it before. I've seen a YouTube video. Sorry, I have done it before, but not on this box. I've seen a YouTube video on how to do it, and it looks pretty simple. So when I get home, I won't do it out here because it's a bit warm out here and it's in the sun. I will go through and I will wire up the little cheap little lights I have in my awning just to see how easy it is to actually do it. So we'll go and step inside the car and we'll have a look. Okay, so here it is in all its glory. Now that is my old battery box that I had, and this is the King's pre-wired electrical box. It literally has 3 Siggy plugs and a USB, a double USB plug, 2 Anderson plugs and 5 switches. These are all pre-wired up. Now I was under the impression when I first got it that these switches controlled these, but they don't. So I found out they're actually individual switches wired to these fuses that you can run wires in for various lights and bits and pieces around your vehicle. So as I said earlier, later on I will go through, literally just take off 4 Allen key bolts, run a wire through here and try and wire it up and show you how easy it is. But pretty much what I've done here is I've set up a charging station. So I've got my drone batteries here, I've got my GoPro batteries here. They are plugged in to the USB ports and they can basically sit there charging away while I'm driving, having lunch, camping, whatever. Now, I did pretty much just have the battery box in here before, and if I was charging a camera or whatever I was charging, phone, it would literally just sit in here and I would forget about it, and opening and closing the fridge, it would drop down into the drawers, it would drop down underneath, and I would completely forget about it until I go, oh, the camera, and I'd have to go and look for it. My regulator there was just strapped to the top here, so it was a little bit messy. So I decided last weekend I put a board up which I have bolted to the back of the drawers. I made a little shelf here which I put a little bit of carpet in so I can sit whatever I'm charging in that little shelf, and it's got a recess edge on it so that these literally, they can bounce out obviously, but they can't just slide out. My regulator is now screwed to there so I can actually see what's coming in when it's charging, and I can see what's going out, and I can see what my level is, as well as an indicator there telling me what the level is. I've got 2 extra USB ports on the solar regulator there, so literally I've slotted 1 in there, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 USB ports now where I can charge phones, GoPros, GoPro batteries, drone batteries, the lot. And as I said, my fridge now plugs into there. I've got a spare Anderson plug there for anything else. I wouldn't recommend running a compressor off of one of these because compressors are quick drawing of your amperage out of the batteries, and these aren't designed for quick draw. They're designed for a slow draw. So my battery for the car is literally under the passenger seat, which I've shown before, and I just connect my compressor to that. I've actually got some plugs underneath the bonnet that I can just clamp onto rather than clamber underneath the seat, but I'm going to fix the compressor up with an Anderson plug eventually. So that is the battery box. Of course, I've covered up the Kings with some of our channel supporters, Craft, Integrity Tyres, and our own sticker. And again, we have some new stickers in the making, which these ones will still be free, and of course we have our other ones, the printed up ones that we sell for $7 each. So that is pretty much it in a nutshell. I will head off back home now, and I'll show you how to wire in these lights.
And you're gonna have to go through me. You're walking in like you're Goliath, but do you really wanna try it? They tell me that you're 10 feet tall. They tell me you can never fall, but I don't really buy it. I'll go through anything to get where I wanna be. Nothing you throw at me everything. So if you want it, you gotta be ready to play, 'cause I'll go through anything, and you're gonna have to go through me.
Okay, so here I am back at home, and I will attempt to wire up this switch. So now I'm no big do-it-yourselfer. I much prefer to get someone else to do it for me because I'm a lazy bugger, but from what I've seen, it's relatively easy to do this. So all I've done here, basically you'll need a wire cutting tool, a 3mm Allen key to remove the Allen key bolts, a connector for the switch, and a connector for the earth. Now ideally you would have two different colours obviously, but good old Super Cheap didn't have this one in any other size, any other colour but red. So we will go with those. Now I have cut the Siggy plug off, so we don't need that. Get rid of that. I've stripped the wire back. I'll probably need to strip it more so that I can connect one to the switch and the other to the earth. So I won't bore you with this in slow motion. I'll speed it up and I'll remove that cover, and we'll get started with it. Now before I do speed it up, wiring this whole thing up was pretty simple. Basically one of these connectors here straight into a positive and a negative terminal inside the box, which I'll show you in a minute, and then plugged into my battery box here, livens the whole thing up. Now I do believe you can plug straight into one of these to give it power as well, but the proper way to do it is to wire it up through there. So anyway, I will start to remove this, and we'll get back to you. Now of course I have isolated this. Normally you would remove a fuse to wire up the switch, but I have literally turned the power off because that was handy, wasn't it? Because I'm at home, I have here it is, plugged my fridge into the main, which is what I normally do when I'm at home, and I have turned my battery off so that it's not draining power out of the battery. So there's no power going to the box, but of course if your electrical box was permanently wired, you would have to isolate one of the switches by removing the fuse to be able to do this. So let's remove this and have a look, and I'll just bring you over here. So that's basically it. Everything is all pre-wired up. That's the positive there, and that is the negative there, where I've wired up there, and that goes down to my battery. So and what I need to do now is I need to plug into one of these switches here, and I need to earth it over here to make the switch work. So we'll see how that goes. So there are some holes through here that you can run your wiring through, and they've got grommets to protect the wire from rubbing on the metal box. Now you may just need to stick something through there before you can poke the wire through. And there we go. So that now comes through there. So I need to split this so that it will, I'll probably connect it up to that first inside switch. I might just disconnect the fridge, because again the fridge is plugged into the mains. So I'm going to go for that switch there. Now normally you would have to trace that back to the appropriate fuse, disconnect the fuse as I said earlier if it was hardwired, but I have literally turned the power off, so there is no power going to this. So I can now just wire this up. So I need to get one basically from the back of that switch over there, so I need to strip that out a little bit more. Now of course you need a Phillips head screwdriver, which I haven't got. And there we go. Now technically that should be wired up, so we'll just fold that back up there. Okay, now the moment of truth. We will turn on the power. So I know there's power because that then lights up, and I'll flick the switch and see if it comes on. And there we go, it works. And just to prove it, I'll bring you out here and have a look. So the light's up in there, and here we go, ready. Look at that, switch on, switch off, switch on, switch off. So there you go, that was quite easy. So yeah, I mean, I'm not the handiest bloke around. I can operate a spanner and a screwdriver and a socket set if I really need to, but as I said earlier, I'm a lazy bugger and usually get somebody else to do it for me. But that was relatively easy. Now I just looked that up on the Adventure Kings YouTube video, that they've got lots of stuff about wiring up these boxes, and they are pretty simple. It's basically plug and play. All you got to do is wire some power into it, and pretty much as easy as what I just did. And there you go, I now have a camp light underneath my awning that I can literally rock up to camp and just flick the switch and it's done. So I'll just tighten up these screws. Now I'm not sure if I said a 3mm or a 4mm Allen key earlier, but just to clarify, it's a 3mm. So I'll just do these back up and we will be done. And there we go, it's as easy as that. So now I literally can just do that and my lights are on. I used to have to get the wire out, plug it in there, run the wire through, plug it into the back of the battery. The battery of course sit low enough for the fridge slide to be able to knock the plug that's at the back here. So that was hence why I did all this in the first place. But now all I got to do is do that and I have camp lights. So awesome. And I've still got 4 switches there that I can run various other lights. Now eventually I'm going to put some proper strip lights under that awning. I may even upgrade and get a slightly better awning, because this one has done me for 3 years now. And but as usual, all these things cost money and they're not cheap. But alright, we'll jump into the front now and just summarize this video. Okay, so just on one final note, I'm just testing a new mount that I've got for the GoPro. I did get 2, but one of them arrived in the post from wherever it came from and when I pulled it out of the packet it disintegrated, so I'm waiting on another one to come of those ones. So I'm just trying this new one out, new camera angle from behind the mirror, just to see how that goes, because this one sometimes can be a little bit too close and in my face, or in your face depending on which way you're looking at it, and this one might give me a better view from around here. So just to summarize this video, guys, it was more or less a video just to show off the new drone, show some footage that I've done today. Still got a lot to learn with it. It is relatively easy to fly. They pretty much fly themselves, and as I said, I'll do a video later once I've got to know it a bit better. You pretty much tap the screen, hold it, the thing takes off and hovers by itself, and you can go up, down, round and round, side to side. It doesn't have the follow me feature, but it does have the return to home and self-landing feature, and all of those safety features. It does have proximity sensors for landing, and when the battery has reached a critical point it will automatically return to home. And when it says return to home, return to where it took off from. So you have to be really, really careful there that you haven't driven 200 meters and then hit the return to home, otherwise it's going to go back to where you were. So, so need to be really careful of that one. But as I said, I'll do a video once I've got to know it a bit better, and got a bit more confident on it. I'm still a bit gun shy with it because of using that old King's one, but I'm starting to get the hang of it and starting to trust it, that it is relatively easy to fly. So again, thank you to those people that have come along on our tag alongs and helped support the channel. It's been really great, and it's allowed us to be able to buy these things to make the channel a lot better. So thank you so much. The logo, this video, you will see it now. We have content loaded up until the end of April where you will still see the old logo, but after that you'll start to see the new logo on the videos, but it is up on all of our socials now. The fortnightly drops, I've explained all that and the reasons why. Now we are going to go more into the touring side of things. We're going to go out and look at places of interest, not so much the hardcore four-wheel driving. We will still do a few hard tracks here and there, but with us from now on it's going to be more about the destination rather than the hard track travelled. So if you've got any places you'd like us to check out and show you, let us know. Drop a comment below. We're open to suggestions. Of course we work full-time, so getting away to go up and do places like the Gibb River Road or the Northern Territory and Kununurra and all that sort of places is a bit limited for us. But if it's within a day's drive from Perth, we're happy to go out and explore and have a look at new places. So if you want us to show you what's out there, give us some ideas and we'll go check them out. The Subscribers Day, 17th of April. Don't forget to let us know if you're coming along. Lancelin should be a fun day out. And what else did I have? And that's pretty much it. The new charging station is pretty cool, pretty easy to install. As I said, I'm not the handiest bloke going around, but I did all that myself. I installed the whole electrical box in one day. I should have filmed it, but I didn't, never mind. But wiring up those switches, that literally took me, I think the GoPro showed 14 minutes from start to finish of actually recording that, which of course I won't show you, well I will show you 14 minutes worth, but it'll be in about 30 seconds. So yeah, that is about it. So that's about it for me. Hope you've enjoyed this video, hope you've learned something from it. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already subscribed. I might go and jump in the pool now because it's bloody hot out here. I don't know what my car temperature my car tells me. It is outside, come on car, 35 degrees. So I might go and grab a cup of coffee and jump in the pool. So thank you for watching, and we will see you on our next adventure. Cheers guys.